Well, now that you have your system set up, you are ready to start using your Smart Response system. The first thing you need to do is to add a question that you want your students to be able to answer. When you've got your Smartboard notebook open, over on the side where you have your pages, you'll now notice this new little tab with that same yellow icon that we saw before. If you click on there, it will tell you this page has no Smart Response content because you haven't put a question in yet. But that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to add Smart Response content. We're going to add a question. So click on that second little button right there that has a question, and you get your options about which kind of question you want to answer or insert. You can insert a yes/no question or a true/false question. They're basically the same. You make a statement. The students on their remotes can pick if they agree, yes or true, or if they disagree, no or false. Multiple choice questions is just like it sounds. You have a question and several different options, and the students need to pick the correct option. Multiple answer is similar, except that there's more than one correct answer that the students would pick from. And then number, fraction, decimal is, especially if you're a math teacher, you can put in a mathematical question and then have the actual number be the response instead of a multiple choice. That way you know that they've done the work. I'm going to demonstrate a multiple choice question because most of them are the same setup procedure. So click on multiple choice and hit next. And now we get to type in our question. So I'm just going to type in a very simple question that my students in my class might need to know. And here I can change the font if I wanted to. I could change the size of the question if I want to make it bigger or smaller to fit on the screen better. I can change some of the style. I could change the color of the question. So a few different variations you can do right here if you want to, or you can wait until it's on the page and then you can see how it looks and change it once it's on the page too. Tags would be more appropriate if you were giving a multiple question quiz. We'll get to that later in the tutorial. So for now we're just going to hit next. And now we get to pick how many choice options we want. We can add in 5 choices. We can only have 2 choices. I'm going to go with the standard 4. So I'm going to type in some possible answers that my students might pick from to answer my question. And then I hit next. And I get to pick what the correct answer actually is. So in this case, the correct answer is B. I'm going to select B. Points, again, would be if you're giving a multiple question quiz and you wanted one question weighed more heavily than another. And an explanation, if you printed this out, there would be an explanation about the question or the answer that you had. And then we're going to click on Finish. And my question is now on my page. So now I have a question. I have my 4 answers labeled A, B, C, and D. I can move these around anywhere I want to. They stay there. I can double click and then I can change the font or the color again if I decide I want to now that I see it on the page. I can move my answer choices around, or same thing, I can change the font or the color. So if I wanted to line them up a little bit differently, I could do that. But now I have a question on my page. I'm ready for my students to be able to answer this question. And I believe that this is a pretty simple step just to insert one question. We're going to move on to the next step on the next step of the tutorial.